Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. This is the Shauny and Retha show. And after what has been a well needed break from Manchester United, to be honest with you, it's the international break. I'm a bit tired of United. It's been depressing. We just need a break from it. We need a break. So, usually I'm not one to look forward to international breaks, but I'll certainly take this one. Today we'll be discussing these fixtures on my left, Marcus Rashford, and something interesting about the Glazer family. But before we get into it, so smash a like, subscribe, and Mr. Moloto, with your fresh trim looking very good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, As of today, I'm fully vaccinated, so
Oh, nice.
that's a plus. And yeah, as you say, the break is great because it's been toxic. It's been toxic for us early outers because we're in a position where, it's just gone to a point that it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, and it just kind of sucks, and it's just a bit depressing. So for once, as you say, the international break has come at a good time, and it's time to reflect and maybe be a little optimistic. I don't know about what Ole Social can do going forward. But yeah, I'm excited for the show.
Yeah, well, first things first, let's talk about the Glazer family because Moloto, I don't know if you heard, but I don't know which part of the family sold it, but some guy sold like 180 million worth of his shares. So now the
Jeez.
Glazers' ownership has gone down to 69%, which is quite interesting because if you just, like, obviously it's nothing in the bigger picture, but 19% away from that, and they own 50% of the club, which means they don't technically really can do everything. So, but I must say about the Glazers, he said it himself that 184 million that they sold, that's not going back into the club, straight into their pockets, straight into their pockets. So it won't be used for the benefit of Manchester United. But I think the positive is that the less ownership percentage that they got, the better for this club in general. Obviously, we want them to sell out. We want them to leave Manchester United because they are the virus of United. But yeah, I thought, in some ways it's good news, in other ways it's bad news. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they sold it, they pocketed it themselves. It's not like they're using it to clear the debt. Not like they're using it to fix Old Trafford, players, or anything like that. So yeah, interesting news coming out today. What do you have to say about the Glazers selling up a little bit? It's just a tiny part of the ownership.
Yeah, no, I guess we don't know the ins and outs of why they're doing this, but if you want to look on the more optimistic side, maybe there's hope that they might relinquish power of this club eventually. So yeah, I guess that's good news. It sucks that they've pocketed that much money and they don't really care for this club as much as we want them to. But it is what it is, and hopefully one day we can be rid of them and become a genuine club. It's so saddening, I don't want to go down this rant, but like for the financial power we have, you just feel like the things we could be doing. It makes your mouth water. So hopefully one day it'll be a reality.
The only thing I think that's positive about this, because it's not the first time they've done it recently. Previously,
Mm.
before they sold up and given up shares. So I just
Mm.
hope that slowly but surely they go and they sell up because
And like,
we just need them to get out.
and people are protesting against you. If you're getting hate messages online, I feel like there's only so much you can tolerate that. No matter how much of a business scumbag you might be, I feel like eventually you're gonna be like, you know what, these people don't want us, so let's just cash out and move on. And I don't know if these. I just get this feeling that they're here for. It's been a lengthy period, but I just this feeling that eventually these guys are gonna want to cash out on this
Yeah.
because they're not really passionate about football. I just get that feeling. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, like I said, we can just hope that they do go. And if it's up to me, fam, I'll do some things to get rid of them. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Moving onwards, Marcus Rashford has played in a closed doors game against Blackburn, I believe, and it's reported that we won 3-0 and that Marcus Rashford scored a brace in that game. So, judging from the news, I am fully expecting Marcus Rashford to come back new as ever, in shape as ever, hopefully sharp, and I fully expect him to start that Leicester game throughout to the bottom. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to think that Marcus Rashford could be his Lord and Savior throughout this period of time. But yeah, what do you have to say about Marcus Rashford's return and how vital can he be to rescuing this whole situation that's going on at the club?
I don't know if it's wrong, but a part of me is surprised that we beat Blackburn 3-0. I don't know what happened in the game. I don't know if not playing in front of fans helps, or I don't know, maybe Blackburn was playing like Leeds or something. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks, to be honest, because I honestly feel like people who deserve to start should be starting. And Rashford is a brilliant player, but in no way is it fair that he gets thrown in to the starting lineup like was just some Crystal Palace who's just waiting for Zaha or something to come back. Tony scored on the weekend. He deserves more starts. We played some of our best football with Tony on the pitch, so it only makes logical sense for him to play more. But at the same time, we've seen with Donovan Abik that he puts in good performances and he doesn't start. Because with Ole, it's not about, he might say that you work hard, you get in the team. It's a lie. You work hard and you be considered as a French player, but he knows what the starting lineup is. He has those favorites, and to change that, it's just near impossible. So I'm fully expecting Leicester away, Marcus Rashford on the left, and hopefully this will encourage him to play Sancho on the right more and be more balanced. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the one interesting to see is that Sancho, if he does go to the right, because like we said, we haven't seen enough of Jadon Sancho on the right for some reason. That Oli, I don't know what Oli's thinking. But yeah, I fully agree with you. I think Marcus Rashford's going to slot straight back into the team. Whether or not he deserves that is up for debate. But, I think it's inevitable. Oli does back his players and his favourites. So there's no doubt that if Marcus Rashford is already playing behind closed doors and he scored a brace, Oli is going to think that this man is the saviour for Manchester United. And it's a good thing, because if he scores, he scores. Rashford, like I said, he fits in Oli's system. He's fast on the counter-attack and is full of individual brilliance. So it fits Oli perfectly. How many times has Marcus Rashford saved us in games? So, I'm pretty sure Oli will be happy for him to be back.
I can imagine he's in, I don't know, because you slate Rashford from time to time, but I can imagine he's in your best starting lineup.
Probably, yeah. He's probably in my best starting lineup. But anyway, some more good news is that Fred and Cavani, well, mainly Fred, won't be available for the Leicester game because I think the international fixtures overlap for that one game week. So, but it's good. I'm not going to talk much about it. It's a good news if Fred doesn't play. It just means there's at least one game throughout this whole period that we're going to get into now that Fred won't play. So yeah, I think it's a big bonus. I'm pretty sure you agree with me.
It's so sad that it's gone to a point where we have to wish things happen. I remember when they said he might not play because of the Brazil thing. We were happy. It's gone to a point where we just don't have faith in the manager to drop him. So we're kind of happy when things like this happen, which is crazy because this player plays every game. Like, it's just madness. So yeah, Cavani as well. Like, I like Cavani, but this dynamic with him and Ronaldo is clearly not working. It's just not working, and I don't know how we're gonna go forward with it. I heard Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't happy about Cavani starting over Ronaldo as well. So yeah, I just get this hope that when Sir Alex speaks, maybe that's the one person who Ole will react to.
That's what the news has been around Oli. We're gonna get into Oli's situation because these fixtures are gonna get into it, but the pressure from Ronaldo after the Everton game, clearly frustrated, clearly angry. Gary Neville, you spoke about it in that video, his comments. The leaked video of Sir Alex Ferguson speaking with Khabib saying that you should always start every game with your best players. I mean, this is all mounting pressure, so let's just see what happens.
I don't know what Ole is saying. Managing Ronaldo, it's such BS. Honestly, is what Ole is trying to do is trying to get game time for Cavani. Which is madness because he promised Cavani game time and now he just doesn't have the balls to say, Cavani, you're just not going to start because Ronaldo's better. It's as simple as that. Because why the heck would Ronaldo need to rest now? Out of nowhere, the season just has barely gone off, so it's not.
It was an international break. That's the only thing I'd be like, international break. Cavani isn't even going to come back for Leicester. You should have known these things as United manager, So it makes no sense. I'm not saying Cavani definitely did bad because clearly he presses more than Ronaldo, he works hard, it's all the things that certain fans and Oli clearly likes, but in the greater schemes of it shouldn't really matter. So yeah,
I think Cavani at the moment clearly has a better grasp of what Oli wants to do, and Ronaldo, I'm not even going to slate him for that because
I don't
it's
want
not
Ronaldo. I don't want Ronaldo to get a grasp of what Oli wants. That's okay. That's fine.
So I can it'll never get to a point where he starts Cavani. The fan base will go mad. Like, if you want to get fired, it's to bench Ronaldo more. So
Exactly.
yeah, he's gonna have to make it work.
And I was watching Saeed TV with the podcast with him and Noureddin, and I thought it was very interesting the things they're saying there, because Noureddin was basically saying that, the only history that United managers get fired is usually without the Champions League. If they bottle the Champions League, you will get fired. So, and with the fixtures that we have now coming up, we'll speak about it. It could happen. Or if Ronaldo really does push for it, you can say goodbye to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I can tell you that much. Those are the two ways. If you are Ole out, you're gonna have to kind of hope that that's the only way. Because I tell you now, if these fixtures go the way I think it's gonna go, or the opposite way, we could be in a very interesting situation. I think Oli will still be our manager till about Christmas, January time, and then depending on this whiteboard, depending on this run, we will know where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer stands this season for the remainder of this season. So, Malot, let's get into it, right? Look at that. Leicester away, Atalanta home, Liverpool, Spurs, Atalanta, City, Watford, Villarreal, Chelsea, Arsenal. All the big teams and all the crucial Champions League group games in one whole run. For me, initial thoughts. This is it. This is the last dance. This is where we're going to see if Oli keeps or he goes out of that job. I don't know. What do you think? So let me know. What are you thinking about this?
Like, it's a bit exciting actually, because the more you say it, and I look at these pictures, I honestly think Ole could get fired.
Mm-hmm.
He could get fired because he could do what Ole does and galvanize the players, play on the counter, and win most of those fixtures. And happy days for the board, happy days for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But then I look at Liverpool. It's not Liverpool from last season. If we're not gonna get there, try counter them and just get away with it. We won't.
No, Liverpool
City.
are back. Liverpool are back. Yeah.
Man United have striker, but they're looking good. Chelsea, Arsenal looking good. All these clubs last season they were a bit iffy. Now they're not. They're on top of their game. So we won't get away with some iffy tactics. And if we play anything like we've been playing the last few weeks through those games, we're seeing ourselves bottom half of the table by Christmas.
Yeah.
And that's when the Glazers are done. If they see us down there, and if they're thinking that there's jeopardy when it comes to making the top four, they get rid of you. That's what really got rid of Mourinho. So yeah, some hot water for Ole here. And for me, the smartest thing Ole can do is to sit down right now with that in-depth coaching staff and say, okay, this is it. We're at Manchester United. Let's just go for it. That's the best decision he can make for his life. Because with the squad, if we go for it, we win so many of those games. As much as they're hard games, just for that squad's quality, we win those games.
I want to speak about that, but crazy before we carry on is that I seen a stat today saying that since Solskjaer has been given the permanent Man United job, he's got a lower win percentage than Mikel Arteta. So that says something, that says something.
Hey,
Exactly.
how's that even possible?
I don't know. Exactly. But remember, it's counting his games since he's been permanent manager. So I don't know. And probably because also Arteta's got a lot less of a sample size to work with compared to all his games, being in charge. So I think that's how it works. But for me, this is three ways, right? Three things can happen. One, the logical thing happens. This whole run doesn't go well. He's fired by Arsenal. At latest, he's fired by Arsenal. Two, this goes well. And if this goes well, all of a sudden, on the Premier League table, we are sitting in a very, very good position. Because if we somehow beat all the top teams in the league, there's no denying that we are going to be quite clear on top of the table then. We're going to be quite clear on top of the table. Or three, he finds that Oli balance, where it's not good enough, it's not bad enough, but it's okay to be in the job, which is the thing that could most likely happen, which I don't really want to happen. As a United fan, I want to see one of the two extremes. I want it to either, it needs to go well, and we need to be like, okay, it is what it is, we're in a very good position now. Ollie's going to be here till the end of the season, and now all of a sudden we're 6 points clear, 9 points clear at the top because we beat all the big teams. Or it needs to go bad, where it's like, I told you, sack him, let's get a real manager, The squad's there. Let's hope we can rescue something. The third one I do not want. I don't want the third one. Or if he's lingering around fourth and fifth and he's getting the odd draw and then the win and then the lose and the inconsistency that United have. That's what I don't want. And I think, like you said, Ollie needs to be brave now. Ollie needs to say, what, clearly I'm in huge amounts of pressure. I need to do something that I've never done as a Manchester United manager since I've been permanently in the job. And I need to go for it. Now the problem is Ollie out. He plays McFred. McFred is the sole reason, and the team sheet alone, that we don't get results over the line. And I think he'll persist on it. And I think that'll be the end of Ollie. Like I said, one of our last videos was the long goodbye. And I think Ollie loves McFred. And if he persists with it, that's going to be the final nail in the coffin. If we play Donny and Matic against Everton, we'll probably win that game. We had a good first half. We'll probably go on to win that game. And maybe somehow Ollie does see the light. Like, okay, clearly, I need to start playing these guys more. But I don't think that's going to happen, Moloto. So, logically speaking, and, illogically, what do you think will happen? Tell me what you're thinking in this run of fixtures. This deathly run of fixtures. Because everyone else in the world probably thinks that this is going to end up bad. And he's going to be out of the job come Arsenal time latest.
It's so hard to predict this manager. Like, sometimes you think he's in the corner, then somehow, bang, luck. Like, it's so hard to predict this manager. What I can predict is that we're going to be very negative in a lot of these games. So it's going to be down to how effective we can be on the transition. And when you think about it, there's the possibility we could be effective because counter Ronaldo goal. That could be the theme. That could be the theme that gets Ollie out of this. So I don't know. If I had to bet money, I want to go with your third option and say it's going to be a mixed bag. We're going to be in a relatively okay position that we can make top 4, but not top of the table. And they won't fire him. That's where I'll put my money.
Now, I'm with you as well. I think, based on all his whole career, he somehow finds that weird gap where it's not bad enough to get fired, and it's not good enough to be like, wow, let's give him the rest of the season. So therefore, Mr. Moloto, we're going to play a game with these fixtures. We're going to play a game, Obviously, we'll be doing match previews, match reactions for everything here. But on the top of our head, where we sit as the international break continues, we're going to try to predict what could happen in this round of fixtures. And then at the end of it, we'll add up the points and we will see how it'll be. We'll see how it'll be. So starting with Leicester away, remember, since Bruno Fernandes has joined Manchester United, we have not lost a Premier League away game. So, I think this could be 3 points for us, to be honest. I think, the lads, they go on international break. They might get sharper, they're a bit happier. They come back. We don't have McFred this game as well, which is a big plus. So I think we could get 3 points this game.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I think Leicester they don't have that thing about them at the moment. And I think with the quality of players we have, we're going to be there, we're going to be negative, we're going to play on the counter, and we might win it like 1-0, 2-0. Just get over the line. So I agree with the victory.
So I think the best result we can get there is probably 3 points. Right? It'll be 3 points there. Atalanta. Okay, let's leave the Champions League games, just for the sake of just see where we'd be in the Premier League, Because I think, to be honest with you, if we end up in Europa League, that's when Ronaldo will be like, I'm done. You choose him or me, and then all is gone. That's it. So I'm not going to contemplate Champions League. That'll sort itself out. But the league is where things could happen. Liverpool at Old Trafford. This is not, like you said, this is not the Liverpool of old. I'm expecting an L, to be honest.
This is Ollie. I'm going to go with the draw here. I think
best results, we could probably get a draw.
Yeah, I think both teams will score, but I think it's going to end stalemate here. I think we're going to be very negative. I think we'll get that one individual brilliant goal, and Liverpool will score because of Liverpool, and it's going to end stalemate.
Yeah, so I'll put a 1 there for now, but I'll also put like a 0 here, just so when we do the math, it's okay.
Okay.
Spurs is a tricky one, because Spurs is actually pragmatic this season. They were pragmatic under Jose anyways. But this is a weird one, because It's away. Logically speaking, we could win this game. It's more likely than Liverpool, logically. But I don't know. I don't know. It's both teams are in poor in form. But I think Spurs could do something because they're at home. But then again, Bruno's record and the juju that Ollie has got when we play away in the Premier League is something else. So I actually don't know, Mlot. What do you think could happen? Do you think we could get a point, 3 points, no points?
Nah, I say 3 points here. I don't rate Spurs. I think once again, I think we might win a lot of these games because of our counter-attacking style and just having quality players. I think as we've seen in the past, it's these smaller teams that we struggle with. I know last season there was a lot of draws, but season before that we beat these teams. Last season we drew with them, so we actually just don't lose to a lot of these teams. So I think we're gonna beat them. I think 3 points here.
Okay. I think we'll get some points there probably. Maybe you draw worst case. City. And when it matters, we don't beat City, so this is a donut for me. This is a donut because at this point it probably does matter in the league table. There ain't no ways. I don't think we're getting good. I know Ollie's done some things over the years with Pep Guardiola, but I don't think, logically speaking, there should be no points. As things stand. Ollie changes it miraculously and he smacks Leicester. We're seeing Donny, Matt, Pogba, everything's going well. Then obviously things can change. But as we stand now, we shouldn't get 3 points here.
Pep's a bit naive sometimes, to be honest. I just see a tense game, counter, 1-0 United. That's what I see in this game. So I'm gonna go for United victory.
Okay.
Looking good for me in terms of my predictions.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. It if these things happen, we'll see what happens, right? So you saying that you'd say we'd actually win this game?
I think we'll win this game.
Logically, given logically speaking, the way we're playing, McFred is here, we can get 3 points.
I think so. Because City have no striker one, and City just play like they're mad. Wing backs, Cancelo's in the midfield. They're playing an extremely high line, and I think Ole can work it.
Okay.
And I think when they come up from the international break, Ole's gonna do that thing. It's like let's just do it. Let's get together. And we're gonna win some games throughout this period. But in no way am I saying I'm gonna be like Ole in at this point. I'll still be saying horrible football. Get him out.
Okay. Now. You see Watford-ish. Low block. Papa. Ranieri is the new manager. We struggle against a small team, so what do you think? Logically speaking, it should be 3 points. But, surprisingly, like we've said, we actually feel more confident when we play Manchester City than when we play Watfords, Brentfords, all those teams. Because, City, Liverpool, as much as they're great and they're better than us, they're going to attack us, which Ollie likes, just so we can long ball, Rashford, goal. Let's celebrate, take the shirts off. We're back,
Yeah, no. Ranieri's coming. I think they're going to be fired up. I'm going to go for a draw here. I think we're going to
I kind of agree.
Wow, this club.
Okay. Chelsea are good and they play low block. There is no chance we're beating Chelsea. There is no chance we're beating Chelsea, I feel. It's Ollie's worst nightmare. It's quality, low block, tactical. No ways am I thinking we can probably shithouse our result here. So, for me, no points against Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree. A nice fat L here.
Nice fat donut.
I think Tuchel's going to come and just school Ole. Actually, I think it might get ugly, to be honest. So, yeah.
And here's the Banter Derby, which United never win. So, for me, a draw at best. But we never beat this team. So I don't know what it is, but we can never beat Arsenal. It's probably because they're a mid-table team and we struggle against mid-table teams. So yeah. What do you think? Draw, loss, win?
Another big fat L here. I think Ole's going to do his magic and somehow lose to Arsenal.
Alright, so looking from that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Premier League games. Right? And we've got 3, 4, 7, 10, 11 points. 11 points.
It sounds right. It sounds like an Ole run of games.
You think that's the middle? Or it's not too good enough, it's not too bad enough, and you'll still be in a job?
There will probably be like 5th or 6th, and they'll be like, he can still make top 4, which he will. He will make top 4, finish 4th or something. So,
I said that actually today on I replied to somebody's tweet there saying, where would finish the season, and I said, probably under Ollie. the team's just that good enough where it would probably be fourth, you know. So that's the thing. That's the only reason I don't want to be patient about this whole firing of Oli, because the team is so good, the luck
It's a
is
way.
there. That's why I'd fire him, because we're always going to be in this middle ground where it's never good, it's never too bad. It's just stagnating year after year after year. But there has been a change this season, I feel, and I do feel the luck has actually kind of run out more this season than last.
The annoying thing is, there's not so many times you can say, and this might sound outrageous. There's not so many times you can say, I think my football club can win the treble. And I honestly believe the squad is capable of doing something that mad, you know? Like, who else is pulling up trees? Not many. Maybe PSG, but they're fumbling already. City have no striker. Barca did. You know, Liverpool aren't... they never really win things like the treble, you know? So they'll win like one trophy and that'll be it. But this team is like a galactical team, you know? And it needs a galactical manager. So it's just very frustrating, you know? So it comes down to that.
Now that I'm thinking about it though, 11 points from 21. It don't sound good.
What do you think? Even if we're like eighth, seventh, they won't fire him. To fire him, we have to be like 15 back-to-back defeats. You know, it doesn't look good. As long as there's a chance to make top four, a good-looking chance, they're going to stick with it.
I agree with that. I think the Glazers, until it's mathematically impossible to make Champions League, you'll probably be this Manchester United manager. But that's not good enough, to be honest. 11 points from 21. It's not good enough.
With
That's
the
what
squad,
I'm saying. We need a. That's literally in the middle, by the way. 11 out of 21 is basically in the middle. So that's probably what the ugly thing that could happen. But you know, you're looking at this now. If you take away that City result, really, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. Eesh. 3, 6,
And like,
10,
you know,
11, yeah.
I know we like to live in hope, but after watching this team for a couple of games, there's no way we're going on a good run here. It's just not going to happen. You know, we might win like a good amount of games. There's no way we're gonna get clean slates, just destroy them, because the football doesn't lie to you. You know, as Ole once said, football's gonna give you what you deserve, and we play crap football. Football's gonna give us crap results. It's just how it is.
The only thing is, I'm thinking this, right? 11 points aren't good enough. There's no doubt in my mind that City, Liverpool, and Chelsea will be clear. But who's the fourth team, actually? If United go on this run, I can't think of a team that's going to be in fourth and be like, I'm going to stay in fourth, you know? That's the problem. Because remember that season we struggled to get fourth, and it's just because Leicester was choke artists, you know, on the last day, they choked it. That's the kind of team with United. That's why I say it's easy for Ole to stay in this job to get top four, you know? Leicester are inconsistent, West Ham have Europa League, and an injury to Antonio, it's done. Who else is there? Everton, really? You can't really expect them to keep up the form they do. Brighton are great, but again, it's Brighton, you know, no disrespect to Brighton, but you don't really expect them to keep up anything. Villa in a bit of a mess. Who else is there? Spurs look like they're in turmoil. Arsenal look like they still have to recover. So who is going to actually be the fourth team, even if we do go on this run?
As you say, top three will be clear, and fourth will probably just be revolving door. You know, who feels like being fourth this week? I think it'll come down to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna start a while. Maybe you never know.
I think if you take away either that Leicester, any one of those wins, you take away 3 points in one of those 3 games, it's done. I think then it's probably done.
You think so?
Then we're talking about how many. Let's just say we lost to Leicester, hypothetically. Then we have 4, 7, 8 points from 21. That's unsackable.
This board is too tolerant sometimes. And that's because they're incompetent. You look at the 2 managers who fired during a season. Moyes waited till like what, Feb? Like, why do we wait that long on the Moyes? It was just bad result after bad results. And okay, with him, maybe it was his first season. You want to give him a chance.
Yeah, I think the champions also. Remember, we are reigning champions.
Yeah, true. But like, we fired him anyway. You know, it's just, if you're gonna give him a chance like that, just give him another season then. So this board is clueless when it comes to that. And Mourinho, we were like 15, you know, losing 3-0 to Liverpool, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it just has to be bad for these guys to say, okay, it's not working anymore. Because
but I think at this point, yeah, Ronaldo won't be happy. the fans won't be happy. So I think there'll be too much pressure not to sack him, even despite if they still hope for Champions League. I think there'll just be way too much pressure. So
Like we're talking about the board where sometimes they'll be like they'll hold back like announcements that might not be nice because of the climate. They just announce Phelan's contract. Like they're taking the piss. They're saying we don't care. This is our guy.
they're
End
announcing
of story.
Tarek's contract as well. Fabrizio said it. They're clearly showing they're still backing Oli. So
The steady thing is, as I say, they sometimes wait. They'll be like, okay, let's hold it back. When we win, we release something. They're not even interested this time. So yeah, these guys love Ole. They love Ole.
they do. Let's just play some positive. Let's play some positive, right? All of a sudden, if Oli wins these games here, from Leicester to Liverpool to Spurs to City to Watford to Chelsea and Arsenal, all of a sudden we're winning the Premier League. It's something like that.
Back to last season, Ole out is allowed. Ole, Ole is allowed. Ole out is frustrated. It's gonna be that. And it could happen.
The thing is, these fixtures are so weird because I've always said this, I'll say it in the preview against Liverpool. We could play the worst football, and I mean the worst football this world has ever seen. But if we get 3 points against Liverpool, I am the happiest man on the planet. I've said it. I don't care if it's McFred. I don't care who it is. Freaking play De Gea as striker. If they get 3 points against Liverpool, I will never not be happy. 3 points for me, Liverpool is that. And I think with a lot of United fans, when you play these type of teams and you win them, despite playing Ollie's terrorist football, the fans will love it. It's like it's a big 3 points. It's not to where it's like we're dropping points to like lower teams now and it feels like a loss, but it's a good draw or anything. Like even if we draw against Chelsea, people will say it's a good point. It's Chelsea, it's a hard team. We'll take a point. So that's the problem. That's why I say we need one of the extremes. We need either Ollie to go smack everyone, okay, not smack everyone, get 3 points against everyone, and then all of a sudden, we're in a great position. Or the logical thing to happen, all you guys, I'm talking to you guys, don't choke it. Don't choke against United. Play low block, counter us, you'll win the game, and he's gone. So
Premier League teams don't play. They're gonna make it hard. But what I think, if this happens, there's no way he still has the fan base. Like
I think that's the thing. Like he might be in the job, but he won't have the fans. I think.
Yeah, no one's gonna support this. Because people support it because yes, they love Ole. But at the end of the day, as much as they might try hold on to the love of Ole as much as they can, what they really want is the club to win. And if we're languishing around 8th with this squad, no one's going to back.
However, I want to ask you one thing. Do you think this is with these fixtures, it's the best possible opportunity to actually sack Oli? Like it's our best chance to get Oli fired? And do you think also on the other side of the scale, it's actually the best run of fixtures to prove that Oli should be in charge?
That's the thing about this manager. As we say, he always finds a way to get that middle ground, So if it was not the manager to say, it's going to go down. We're going to see if he has it or, he's just not good enough. So, yeah, but then for me, I'm going to go with the negative side. I think there's a chance that this man might get fired because I think that's slightly more realistic than Ole somehow turning into Klopp. So I want to go with that. And yeah, if we go in playing like we're playing now, I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But
logically speaking, we get a point against Leicester. That's 1. We don't beat Liverpool. We'll get a point against Spurs. So that's 2. We shouldn't beat City. We beat Watford. That's 5 points. Then we don't get points there. That's 5 points now from 21. I think that's for sure 100% guaranteed. You are fired as Manchester United manager. Probably even before that Watford game. If you lose against Leicester, Liverpool, Spurs, City, gone.
I don't know.
That's 4 league games in a row. 4 losses in a row. You're telling me that's acceptable? After the run we've just had. Wait, let me. What are our past results? I don't want to look. Let's see here. What are our past results as Manchester United? We'll go to the table. United, we've drawn and we've lost the last 2. So it'll be 6 league games without getting a win.
I don't know about this board, dude. I don't trust them. Like it has to be like horrible, We left like Joe to list and be like, okay, it's not bad. defeat to Liverpool, defeat to Spurs, defeat to City, and then they'll wake up. That's the only way I see it.
I'm gonna ask you the devil question also. Do you want United to lose these games so he gets out, or would you actually prefer us shithousing the wins, playing proper horrible football, getting the 3 points against these teams, and being in a good position in the league?
I'll give you two answers. My head definitely. My head says definitely because it makes sense if you think about it. We're not going to win the league anyway with this manager. It's not going to happen. So might as well, bring in a Conte. I don't want. Bring in a Ten Hag, chase. Like if we have Eric Ten Hag and we're playing attacking football every week, just imagine. Oh my gosh, it makes my mouth just smashing
Yeah,
every
I'll
week.
tell you one thing about this international break. I've been listening to Twitter, listening to lots of United fan channels who do YouTube videos as well. And, I've been a bit influenced, to be honest with you. Because, I will obviously still take Conte over Oli. I'll take anyone over Oli, I've said that. But first choice is becoming Ten Hag. I'll be honest with you, he's probably my first choice at the moment. Then it's Zidane. And then, last choice would be Conte. Because I just don't want Conte. I just want a proper manager who will play attractive football, attacking football, So.
Yeah. The United way.
There's a simple solution for this for Ali though. You play Matic and Donny for as much as these games, or Donny and Pogba, you'll probably be fine.
Dude, it's even for me. It's simpler than that. The squad is so good. Just attack. You'll win so many of these games. It's
but
that easy.
McTominay and Fred, they clearly don't know how to. So.
You stick Pogba in that midfield, you play Sancho on the right, you play on the left, Ole can stay at home. We will win a lot of these games because the squad is just that good, Just create chance after chance after chance. We might concede a lot, but we'll score a lot. And we can just be that team, It is what it is.
Yeah.
But to give my second answer, I can't, my heart, I love this club. Of course I want them to win these games. And of course, no matter what, I want them.
Yeah. My brain says we have to suffer to get love again. My heart says I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be sitting in match reaction saying, guys, please, guys.
It goes back to the argument about are we willing to get relegated to get the. I know it's not as.
I'm going down. I am going down to get the Glazers. I'll see you guys in the championship. No problem. I'll give up Ronaldo now to get rid of them for competent owners. Like you give me City owners or an Abramovich, go on. I'll take Ronaldo. It's fine. Take him. So so like I said, I think it's gonna be interesting. I just hope that for the sake of United fans, is that we don't get the middle ground. I think we have to get one of the extremes now. I think just put everyone at peace so we have an answer. Because we're always asking questions. It never gets answered. We need an answer now with Ali. So.
Hey, look, football can be very poetic. So maybe this is destiny.
Yeah, like I said, maybe this is this for me. If this doesn't get him fired, or this doesn't get me saying, okay, let's believe in him, I don't know what to do with him. I fucking don't know what to do with him. If you had to write fixtures to say, right, Ollie, here's your test, your final examination as Manchester United manager. It's probably this. So let's see what happens, isn't it?
We have to commend Ole to get the middle ground of this, actually. You are a specialist in getting the middle ground. These type of fixtures. How did you manage it?
Yeah, but like I said, we're going to see what happens. And obviously we're going to be doing combined 11s. Because I said, this season, when we do combined 11s, let's actually fucking see who gets into this team. Because I'm done blaming players. I'm done saying it's this player or that player. Let's see what happens. And also another thing I want to ask you guys. If there's any rival fans watching this, whether it be Liverpool, Spurs, whoever, if we're playing you in this round of fixtures, comment down below or hit us up if you're interested in being in a video possibly, Because we'd love to have you on the channel, preview or something before we play you guys and to see what you guys think, Let's have a talk. But anyways, Maloto, I think we've said it all. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get a good rest, so I mentally I can be ready for Ole, that stress that Ole brings into my life.
Yeah. Anyways, I've enjoyed the show. I think it was a good one. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Hopefully, as United fans, we get an answer, a clear cut answer. Ollie's clearly, he deserves the rest of the season or whatever, or he deserves to be fired, which is the logical thing that's going to happen. But if these fixtures can't do it, I give up on life. I give up on life. But anyways, subscribe if you're new, smash a like if you haven't already, and we'll check you all very, very soon. Goodbye.